Hello there, people of YouTube land. It's your boy Sailor Dodo here, coming to you live after this party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam. And as usual, I'm with my pal Austin, and today we are going to discuss our ups, our downs, our emotions about, well, WWE's biggest event of the summer, or their second biggest event in general. Blah, slurring the speech. Anyway, there's a lot that happened at this event, and there's a lot to talk about. Do you want to do any intro, perhaps, Austin, or do you just want to get right into the matches?
We can just get right into it.
All right.
We got plenty to say about this event. I got the wiki page up.
Okay, so first and foremost, like usual, we don't fuck with the pre-show. Straight.
Nope, did not watch that.
We are not watching a 2-hour pre-show to watch Rusev and Almas versus Vega and Lana. We ain't fucking with that.
And 205.
205 live. What, like, just jobber match. Insert jobber match there. Just the matches that weren't good enough to get on the main card.
Jobber tag match.
The B Team, the B Team versus the Revival. The times weren't really all that long. They were just filler matches. Matches that were just sort of getting people inside the building, wrestling in front of empty people, probably like last year. So they were just useless matches all in all. But we're going to get into the real show right now. And our first match of the evening was Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I've been yakking a lot, so what did you think about this match, Austin?
Thought it was pretty damn good as soon as it got into the later half of the match. Started off a little slow because we have seen this match so many times at this point, but I thought they did a good job of, mixing in a few new moves like the inverted suplex that he did to Ziggler.
Amazing. That was really amazing. I popped when I saw that.
And it had a good clean finish to it, so I thought that this was probably as good as it could have been.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
I think I liked it more than their Iron Man match, actually.
Oh, God, completely, because there was a hell of a lot more action in this match. They weren't pretending to be exhausted 5 minutes in. There was none of that bullshit in this match. This was just a slobber knocker that they needed to have. I was a little bit worried at the start of the match because they were sort of putting me to sleep. I'm sorry, Dolph Ziggler, stands. I'm not into the guy. He's not that great of a worker.
Dolph Spangler.
Yeah, and the proof is in the pudding. When Dolph was dominating, the match was a fucking bore. Seth Rollins starts dominating, and boom, the match finally lights up.
All the cool shit in the match was Rollins.
Every single
Ziggler did nothing.
No, Ziggler did like a DDT, which Rollins had to fucking sell on the apron.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like everything good in this match was pure Seth Rollins, but really what do you expect when Seth Rollins is just that amazing of a performer? Really proving why he's one of WWE's premier talents right now, and the Intercontinental belt is such a good title for him, as it is considered the workhorse belt. For those who aren't aware, in the WWE, the Intercontinental is always considered the workhorse belt. So Seth Rollins, one of the biggest workhorses of the company holding the belt, just makes so much sense. This is a very good match in the later half, and I highly recommend you guys check it out, as it was one of the better matches of the night.
Also, no Ambrose heel turn.
That was surprising. The whole time, I remember I was watching this with my father, and he was like, I sensed the Ambrose heel turn. And I saw, when Ambrose came back, he was all jacked, and he was shaving. I was just like, yeah, he's definitely turning heel. He never did.
Yeah.
But you know it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's just not right now, which was a little nice swerve. It wasn't super predictable. We do have some predictable finishes later on, and I mean, at the very fucking end, but, we'll get to that when we get to that. Next up, we had the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I'll let you go, Austin.
Most of this match, I didn't pay that much attention to it, but I thought it was good for what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting very much at all, but New Day looked good. I thought Bludgeon Brothers looked good, and then it just ended in a DQ, so I was like, wow. They kind of just ruined it for me.
Yeah. I paid close attention to the match. I paid close attention to all of the matches on this card, and I thought the match was far better than I anticipated. There was more action. The Bludgeon Brothers were doing
fast-paced.
They were doing more than just squashing. They were kind of living up to their in-ring athletic ability as these super athletic big men. And the New Day never really disappoint either. So that's the big thing, is the New Day, whether you love them or you hate them, you got to admit that in the ring they are quite entertaining. I was surprised to see the match just end after so many near falls. There was a lot of the Bludgeon Brothers are just gonna win, and then the New Day kept getting back up, and you swore that the New Day were going to win. Then just a DQ finish, and you're just like, oh.
He hits him with Triple H's rubber hammer.
Yeah. Seriously, the dollar store fucking pirate hammer that they walk around with. It looks like freaking foam. There's nothing to it at all. So it's just like this gay ass little weapon that they have to wield. It's honestly, it didn't ruin the match. No, it didn't. But it's just sort of, I wish the New Day just won and took the belts off them, because the Bludgeon Brothers have just been terrible.
How much longer, how much longer are they going to be champions for?
That's the question. I just want to get back to New Day versus Usos again. Just
Hell in a Cell, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match, the New Day and Bludgeon Brothers inside a cell, maybe? But the rivalry doesn't seem that deep to actually justify it. That's the problem. So I don't know what Hell in a Cell matches they're going to have at Hell in a Cell. We'll see how the event takes shape, which it better be fucking good, because it's on my birthday, September 16th. And I'm not having that ruin my birthday. My 19th birthday, we ain't having any part of that. We end the birthday right. So the next time that we come at you, I'm a birthday boy. Next up, we have
Good birthday present for you.
What is the birthday present?
The pay-per-view is going to be a birthday present.
Next up, we have Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. And if you read I have like a separate wrestling account. That's the big thing to kind of note here, is that I do have my main account, which I always link in the description below if you want to follow Austin and I. Our Twitter feeds are down below, and we're always very active on our Twitter feeds. I do have a separate one, and you'll see in my bio, called One Wing Style, if you want to follow it. Let's just say my reaction to this match really wasn't all that great. I just said, that fucking sucked, in all capital letters. And
the first squash of the night.
The very first one, Kevin Owens just lost. And I remember I was getting chips and salsa, as Kevin Owens was coming out, and I was like, Team KO! Team KO! And that's all I was doing. I was just ready to see Kevin Owens get his justification after all the hell Braun Strowman put him through. And Braun buried him. And
yeah.
I was just sort of like, oh, again.
This match was Owens getting thrown around constantly, and then he just power slammed him.
Yeah, it was easily my least favorite match of the night, without a shadow of a doubt. And that's also the big problem is that from this pay-per-view, it's where does Kevin Owens go from here? Where does he go? He's gonna get big cast. He's gonna get big cast.
I really don't know what you could do with him. This was like Goldberg again. At least with Goldberg, he got distracted by Jericho coming out. This, there was no distraction. He just got owned.
Yeah, he just got his fucking ass beat, pure and simple. I really expected Kevin Owens to win, and I expected this to be a big match, and it just wasn't. It was over in 1 minute 50 seconds.
Yeah, I was really expecting more than that.
If any of you want to know what the match was, a choke slam on the stairs. Not the stairs, but a choke slam on the entrance ramp, and then a power slam. That's basically all the match had. And also, Kevin Owens doing shooting star presses after getting clocked with Braun Strowman elbows. You know the match. Okay, the women's triple threat match. Charlotte Flair, Carmella, and Becky Lynch. What did you think of that?
Better than I thought it was. Better than I was expecting, Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad Carmella didn't win. There was an inkling feeling she might retain, but, we got what people wanted, and Becky Lynch finally turned heel when Charlotte won.
That's a good thing. I mean, I will say Carmella, this was easily her best match, I'd say, overall of her career thus far, and I doubt it'll ever get topped either. It was a decent 15-minute bout. There was some decent spots here and there, but I will say they're all from other people, aka Charlotte doing a corkscrew moonsault from the outside. And, of course, Charlotte wins, as she is the greatest female wrestler ever, in my opinion, and just as she ties or breaks Trish Stratus's record. I'm not quite sure.
I believe she tied it.
She tied Trish Stratus' record, and you already know she's going to beat this shit. She is going to...
Probably within 2 months or some shit.
She's going to break it due to how fast the titles fucking swap. I'm just so happy that Carmella didn't retain. I was going into this match thinking anybody but Carmella. But my God, Charlotte got booed out of the building because people really love their Becky Lynch. I don't really understand why people love Becky Lynch as much as they do.
They're viewing like Charlotte as Roman Reigns now for some reason. So,
but Charlotte Flair actually has a lot of talent.
I know it's ridiculous
Charlotte
how they're
Flair's actually the best one, so it makes fucking sense to me. Like, okay, with Becky Lynch, it's not that I think she's a bad wrestler or anything. It's just I don't think she's the same caliber of worker that Charlotte was. But it's unfair to compare anybody against Charlotte. I think Becky Lynch is better than Sasha Banks. And I think Becky Lynch is a hell of a lot better than people like Carmella and things like that. So there's no doubt that this feud will provide some really intense matches and good matches for the women's division. But, you know, to hate Charlotte Flair but love Becky Lynch like that, how the crowd was reacting, was just very off-putting to me. Especially, like, Charlotte cried. Charlotte cried, and that made me very sad. I felt that. And I was like, okay, I wanted to, like, hug her. I wanted to hug her. Hug her! But not, like, hug him, but hug him! Hug her! It was sort of like one of those moments, you know. Next up, we get my favorite match of the night. I think it was also your favorite match of the night.
Oh, yeah,
Samoa
easily.
Joe versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And before I ask you what you thought, I just want to call attention. AJ Styles should wear purple ring gear all the fucking time because it looked fucking awesome. I loved his ring gear, okay? I know it's a weird thing to take away from this match, but God, AJ Styles looks so fucking cool.
I think it was a tribute to Natalia's dad who died.
It looked dope. He should just wear that all of the time. That should be his new standard ring gear. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this match and feud?
That was a really fucking great match.
Oh yeah.
I'm not surprised, but also I am surprised at the same time by how good it was. But I shouldn't be because it's fucking AJ Styles and Joe, so you should expect a fucking great match between them. And the finish was good. The match was fucking great. One of Joe's moves that he did like a fucking top rope leg drop or some shit.
That looked so good. I love that. How cool was that? I was like, damn.
AJ's Styles clash. This is great. It was a really great match.
Yeah. I even heard some old TNA chants, which was really
at the beginning, the TNA.
It was bringing back some nostalgia, and it was like, I watched these guys in 2005 when I was a little kid. I used to watch them. Channel 22, Spike TV, I would watch them every Thursday night. And then here I am, an 18-year-old, watching them on one of WWE's grandest stage for one of the grandest titles in the company. And it was just, God, these two have come so far in all of their years as professionals.
It had to be probably one of the coolest moments for them.
Yeah, easily. And they tore the house down. I was doubting Samoa Joe going into this match after the thing where it was like we were surprised with how good it was is that Samoa Joe and AJ Styles have been very inconsistent in terms of match quality lately. It's not that they're bad workers, but when you think of Samoa Joe's match against Roman Reigns at Backlash, one of the all-time worst pay-per-view main events of all time, and then you think with AJ Styles just sort of half-assing his matches, in a way, not really pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, we got the Nakamura feud.
Yeah, the Nakamura feud, which I think AJ Styles and Nakamura just don't have that great of chemistry, and we just have to call it like it is. And I didn't even think the Wrestle Kingdom match was all that special, folks. So, it all worked out. And, of course, it was an amazing match. And I was stunned. And I was very happy to see Samoa Joe and AJ Styles actually pull out all the stops. I popped when I saw Samoa Joe signal for the Muscle Buster. I popped when I saw AJ Styles do the moonsault into the reverse DDT. They were pulling out all their old tricks. And that's what just made me so happy. These were two amazing athletes of this, like, some of the best athletes of this generation going at it to the best of their ability. And to think that they're this old and still that good. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, it really is.
I wouldn't say it was quite a 5-star effort, but I say 4.75 in my opinion. It was near 5-star caliber for me. It's really
it's at least 4 stars at least.
I have 4 stars beyond. 4 stars beyond for me. If it went on a little longer and had a decisive finish, like that wasn't a disqualification to keep the feud going to Hell in a Cell, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that's all the finish was for.
Yeah, that's all the finish was for, and this is all the match was setting up for. Both men look amazing at the end of it. There's nothing to be sad about here. Everything
also, Joe was hilarious.
Joe, oh my God. I'm your daddy now.
I'll be your new daddy at the end, yeah.
That was so goddamn funny, I swear to shit, when he got right up on the announce table and just
Yeah.
said that. And he looked right at like, Wendy, I'm gonna be your new daddy. I loved it. So yeah, this is the best feud that these two have had in ages, the best feud that Samoa Joe has had on the main roster thus far, and I even go as far to say it's Samoa Joe's best match on the main roster thus far. The future for this rivalry is looking strong with this, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I left feeling good, and it just blew all of my expectations away.
Same.
The next match that we have was The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. What did you think about this?
Another match that exceeded my expectations. I feel like this match went a little too long, honestly. I read on the wiki page it's like 23 minutes. Which
longer.
that's longer than the WWE title match was.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty good. A lot better, really better than I was expecting, especially for two guys I don't really care about that much in Bryan and Miz. Again, and it's another kind of fuck finish where it's to set up the future of the feud.
Yeah, I was just surprised to see The Miz actually defeat Daniel Bryan in this match, straight up. It was a shocker to me. But it was also a pleasant surprise because it wasn't the predictable outcome where Daniel Bryan just won against The Miz.
Just taps him out.
Yeah, and then the rivalry goes nowhere. Yeah.
They really made it look like it for a second, though. When he had him in the yes lock towards the end, I really thought he was about to tap.
But he made it to the rope, so both guys look amazing. They had an awesome match. This is Daniel Bryan's best match since he's been back, in my opinion. Like, completely.
Oh, yeah.
Easily his best match. It was the longest match of the night, too. I feel like it's longer than 23 minutes. I swear it has to be. It
felt pretty long.
Because I remember before the match started, I sent you a message on the DMs, and when I came back after the match, it said 31 minutes pass. So
damn.
It was a really long one, folks, and to be fair, it did drag on a little bit. Like, some moves did get a little bit repetitive at times, but it was an epic, it was a classic, and it lived up to all the hype they were planning it to be. Just blew my expectations. The Miz looks great, and he's solidifying himself as a true legend of the business. So surprising to see where the Miz has come from. I remember when he was just this dweeb coming out in 2004, getting a lap dance from Layla on fucking No Mercy's paper.
Miz has come very, very far.
So yeah, we go from, I'll put up a picture, we go from this goober teaming with John Morrison back in ECW to one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions WWE has ever seen. Just, wow. How would anybody predict that?
He came here from the feud with Cena.
Yeah, so it's just, kudos to The Miz. Kudos to him for actually hanging around this long and having it work. He's just stayed relevant for so long. And it takes talent, it takes effort to stay so relevant in a company as big as WWE for that long. So nothing but respect for him, and also nothing but respect for Daniel Bryan for actually putting on a really good match. That's all I can really say about it. Next up, we got Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
Another squash. The second squash.
But it was a squash for a reason, folks. Finn Balor... I'll just be honest here. This might seem controversial. I don't really give a shit. I was so disappointed when Finn Balor came out with LGBT stuff instead of the demon at WrestleMania. I was so disappointed. I get like, oh, Finn Balor clubs for everyone. Yeah, it's a nice message, okay? I don't disagree with the message that he's putting out, but it's WrestleMania. Be cool. And I'm sorry, you were...
Yeah, we waited so long to see the demon entrance at Mania, and that's what he comes out with.
So when I saw that, I was just sort of like, are you kidding me? It was like, well, I was like really kind of, it was a Nicholas moment sort of thing where it's like, I guess it's
fucking
nice.
Wow.
It was like, I guess it's okay, but it's totally not what I was expecting, and I would have preferred what I was expecting. And then, for the next couple of months, he just kind of comes out in his rainbow shirt, and he's just Finn Balor, and he's stagnating, he's not doing anything interesting.
When was the last time we saw the demon?
Against AJ Styles at TLC last year.
Damn.
That long. That fucking long. But so when the lights were dimmed, I was expecting just to be like a troll, and then you hear like the da 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 da. But I actually heard the And I was, oh my.
He's coming up from the gates of hell, John.
He really was. And you can't deny it, because something that SummerSlam had that I completely went apeshit for were these holographics everywhere. Like these holograms.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I like that. They had a little effect on it.
Yeah, I loved that personally, where they were projecting all this shit. So when Finn Balor did his demon entrance, like the whole ceiling was just nothing but like fucking a demonic sky with lightning flashing down, and it looked so dope. It looked
it did look good.
And okay, he squashes Baron Corbin, but what's the problem with
It's
that?
the only way that they could have done the match because nobody was looking forward to this match at all.
But then at complete random, Finn Balor pulls out his demon aura, and I was just, he's back. That's all I could say. He's back. Finn Balor's actually cool to me again. Jesus. It took long enough, but he actually did what I wanted to see him do for the longest of times. I thought his demon alter ego was dead. I thought he was never just going to do it again. But he's still alive, and Finn Balor is still relevant, I guess. And
what would you do if he came out as the demon with like rainbow hair or some shit?
That just ruins the whole coolness of his demon character.
He's an accepting demon.
No! He takes no fucking prisoners. That's the demon. He's a demon. God.
You know what he's gonna? You know how he like does the hip thrust when he does his entrance and he gets up on the ring apron. He's gonna do that as the demon, but with a rainbow shirt and shit. He's gonna put his tongue out because he had his tongue out like constantly tonight.
Well, that's just the demon character for you. That's just what the demon does. But God, Austin, stop, frick, just no.
He's very accepting.
No. Finn Balor can do his
Balor Club for everyone.
He can do his Irish pot of gold bullshit with the LGBT in his standard form. I don't give a shit. And yes, I'm talking to him like an anime character because that's how I goddamn view Finn Balor. He's an anime character, okay? That's how I freaking view the guy. So in his base form, he can do all that bull crap. I don't give a crap. Whatever floats his goat. But none of that gay shit's touching the demon. I'm sorry. I ain't having any part of that. You can view me however you want as that, but no. It would just ruin the whole coolness, the enigma, the mystery that is that character. It would just fucking ruin everything. So, the fact that we just had a cool Finn Balor tonight, the Finn Balor that I fell in love with in NXT, doing what he did best and just look badass, beating the fuck out of Baron Corbin, I was over the moon with joy. I was just like, yes, my old inner Finn Balor fanboy was finally being, how do I put it? It was being stroked.
Finally being let out of the cave.
Let out of the cave, yes. That's really what it was. Because for the longest time, I was just like...
Come out of the gates of hell.
Yes! For the longest time, I was just sort of, I don't care about Finn Balor. And, Finn Balor was a guy that just kept getting progressively worse to me. Like, another feud where he's not going to do anything. Another rivalry where he's not going to win anything. Another semi-okay match on Raw. Alright. This isn't the same Finn Balor that I knew in NXT where he was tearing it up and had this really cool alter ego he'd come out with every title defense. Nope. We just got some Irish bloke coming out in a rainbow shirt. But then he was actually cool again. And just for that one moment, I felt very happy. But we're going to move on to the next match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. What did you think?
Another match that was more than I was expecting.
A lot.
As anyone could tell, I was not expecting very much out of this pay-per-view at all. I don't think really anyone was.
No, I expected it to be one of the worst of all time, and I was ready to cancel my network subscription. Straight up, yeah. I posted many tweets about it, and I wasn't joking. There was many things that would have made me cancel my network subscription. It would have been if Kairi Sane didn't beat Shayna Baszler, which she did, and Austin can sort of
thankfully.
Austin can vie for my reaction being more than positive towards that. I mean, hell,
it was like me when the streak ended.
Yeah, it was definitely a sight to behold. I mean, my icon on Discord is still Kairi Sane crying with the belt, so that says something right there. But yeah, so go on. I sort of stole your thunder about that.
I thought it was a pretty damn good match for what I was expecting. with Nakamura and Hardy. I also thought Hardy was pretty funny in the match when he did the "come on" to Nakamura.
Yeah, I love that.
And Nakamura's facial expressions and shit.
Dude, that was great.
And also, I enjoyed the clean finish because I really wasn't expecting that. I thought Orton was going to get involved, like definitely somehow, which he came out after the match and did nothing. But it was a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, for my opinion, Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy, I didn't expect this to even be a match. I thought it was going to be another squash match. I thought
it'd be just some fuck finish type shit, like right off the bat.
Yep, but no, they actually had a legitimate match. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't an amazing match, mind you. It was middle of the road. It was the middle of the road. Not bad, not great, just a middle of the road, more than serviceable U.S. title match, which featured one brutal-looking swanton bomb in the apron.
Oh yeah, when he fucking hit his back on the apron, that shit looked. Oh my god, he's gonna be so crippled when he's like 60.
I know. How does Jeff Hardy continue to do this at his age? It's just ridiculous.
God, that shit had to. I know he's used to it and shit, but god damn, that had to hurt.
No, it looked ridiculous, but it was so entertaining, and he didn't just do it off the top rope. He did it off the fucking top totem pole of the rope.
Yeah, really.
He went like even higher than the top rope and plummeted to the apron on the fucking side of the apron. It couldn't have looked any worse. And then, of course, Nakamura rolls him in. He does like a little move, like a kick, and then he does the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3, Nakamura wins. And it's nice to see Nakamura actually get a clean victory in a title match.
Where that was like that was the main thing I was really happy about with it ending clean was Nakamura won clean, which he doesn't do often on pay-per-view. So
no, Nakamura has. I can't even remember the last time Nakamura even won on pay-per-view that isn't Extreme Rules, where he did a low blow. I can't even fucking remember.
Neither can I.
We'd have to go back to Backlash 2017 for when he beat Corbin as a
Spangler
match. Oh, and Spangler. Yeah, Spangler.
How about when he lost to AJ and he lost to Jinder? He won the Rumble, but that was it.
Oh, yeah, I actually forgot about that. Fuck. I forgot
that. So did I.
Yeah, Asuka and Shinsuke won the Rumbles and both lost their matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, both lost at Mania, yep.
And where Asuka at, though? I haven't seen Asuka.
Not even on the card. Bobby Lashley wasn't on the card either.
There was a lot of people absent from the card, but the weird thing is that even with the lack of talent on the card, this was easily the best WWE pay-per-view since WrestleMania. But yeah, with Nakamura and Hardy, I'll just sort of say the consensus is it's a match that exceeded its expectations, as did the entire pay-per-view, because Austin and I just went in with no expectations at all for this. So you can only imagine how surprised we were when the quality of this pay-per-view was more than serviceable. It wasn't just serviceable.
Compared to Backlash?
Yeah.
Compared to Backlash, this was like Mania 17.
Oh god, yes. This was just like 11 out of 10 quality in like comparison to Backlash and even Extreme Rules, because Extreme Rules was a shit pay-per-view aside from.
I barely remember anything from that.
I remember Asuka jobbing out to James Ellsworth.
Yeah, and Strowman threw Owens off the cage.
And other than that, who?
Yeah, who? Bobby Lashley? Who?
Yeah, other than that, there's really.
Oh yeah, he beat Reigns and that did nothing. So
yeah, that was surprising. So the next match up was Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, versus the Goddess Alexa Bliss. I can sort of sense that you weren't very happy with the outcome of this match.
It's very expected, but I kind of. It's another one like. I expected Bliss to lose, but I didn't expect it to be as quick as it was for how much they promoted this. Like, this was on the poster of the pay-per-view, and it was this short. But it makes sense. I mean, how are they going to have Bliss fight Ronda Rousey, you know?
It was 4 minutes long, and it makes sense. It was a match that just made sense to me.
Yeah.
I was very frightened with the Bella Twins at the front row, and it was rumored that Ronda Rousey would face Nikki Bella at WWE Evolution in the main event of the all-women's pay-per-view, which, Christ, if you want to see me rage, that match getting announced, because Nikki Bella...
Boy, that's going to be an interesting event.
Nikki Bella, like, worst of all time, in my humble opinion. All-time fucking worst. And that's something that my mom will fucking co-sign on. My mom just detests Nikki Bella with every fiber of her being. I'm pretty sure that my mother would sneak into Nikki Bella's house and actually like, straight up gut her with a rusty knife. I'm pretty sure of it. And you know what? I can't goddamn well blame her because Nikki Bella's just like the bottom of the barrel plastic fake bitch. Just the worst. Ronda Rousey winning was to be expected. A Bliss burial. Like, Bliss has been so dominant for so long. I will say it was kind of nearly satisfying actually seeing Alexa Bliss get defeated like this. But, yeah, it was to be expected. It wasn't a bad match.
Really. Wasn't nearly as bad. I mean, it wasn't as much as I expected, but I just kind of have mixed feelings on it. I really am glad that the Bellas didn't get involved, though.
I think that's the moral of the story. The Bellas didn't get involved.
Because they had that interview, like, earlier in the show. And then I saw the Meltzer report, and I was like, oh, no, they're going to fucking interfere.
Yeah, and then I saw them at ringside, and it's all coming together.
Yeah.
So I was
like, oh, no.
But they just sat there, and they watched, and Ronda Rousey just won, and I was just sort of like...
Yeah, and with Rousey, if Rousey had lost or some shit, I really like, when are they going to give it to her then? I guess, Survivor Series, I guess? They might as well just go ahead and put it on her. Yeah. And people are getting tired of Bliss, so just go ahead and put it on her.
It makes sense. It's no problem. It just sort of, it's a match that made sense. It was only 4 minutes long. All you need to know is that Rousey did a lot of arm drags. She did like a spin out Samoan drop as she usually does. And,
look good.
Oh, God, yeah, I love her moveset. It's just great. And then she did that arm bar where she just fucking raped the arm of Alexa
And she
Bliss.
sat in the ring and just, like, was just, like, sitting there waiting for Bliss to do something.
Yeah, that was actually pretty dope, where she was like, I'm going to close my eyes and put my hands over my eyes so you can't see me. And then Bliss was like, okay, I'll come in and do a sleeper hold. And then she just fucking raises her up and just throws her. Yeah. That was pretty fun. 13 matches down, and there's only one match to cover.
Oh, it's the destined match of this pay-per-view. That we all wondered what they were going to do.
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. This is the match that the entire video has been leading up to, and there is a whole bunch to say about what transpired in this short 6 minutes of time.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to go longer than 6 minutes talking about this, by the way, folks. So, I'll let our resident Brock Lesnar Stan, Austin, talk about how we felt about this match.
One, I will say I'm very heartbroken that the greatest title reign in the history of wrestling has ended. My beloved Universal title reign with Brock Lesnar.
I'll bring you some tissues, don't worry.
And I waited so long for Brock to win the title again after the WWE title was stripped away from him at 31. And then at 33, he beat Goldberg and finally got it back. And then had over a year-long title reign. And it was just the greatest shit. Regardless of what anyone says online about it, the greatest title reign ever, simply for being Brock Lesnar. And him breaking CM Punk's record, which made me very happy.
Okay, I used to be a CM Punk stan, but even I'm happy that he did it now because I just think nothing of CM Punk nowadays. So, him breaking CM Punk's record when we actually have a legit UFC guy doing it, it just makes, like I said, it just makes sense a lot in this podcast thus far. But, folks, it really does just make sense that Brock Lesnar breaks CM Punk's record. Especially since WWE wants to erase CM Punk's name from the record books. And, again, it makes sense that they want to do that considering how badly CM Punk cocked them. But, yeah, I'll let you continue on your monologue.
It's, with Brock losing the title, it's time for him to lose the title, and they did say he's held it for over 500 days, so I'm glad he got that, like, last milestone before he lost it. This match, though, I expected it to be short. I remember seeing reports saying this was going to be a shorter match because they had to do something so that the crowd wouldn't just absolutely destroy this because they needed something to get out of that, basically, because even they're not dumb enough to do another, like, 20-minute fucking Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match in Brooklyn, of all places.
Oh, yeah. No.
So they had fucking Strowman come out. And I thought he was going to cash in and it was going to be a triple threat. But no, he was going to sit outside the whole match. He said he was doing it like a man. So the match fucking starts. and it looks like Reigns is going to squash Brock, to which I was very frightened of.
Yeah,
He starts like Superman punching. The first Superman punch, I was like, oh, God, they're actually going this route, aren't they? He's just going to beat him, and then Strowman's going to cash in, and then that's going to be like the actual main event or some shit, right? And Brock got him in like the chokehold after like fucking 2 or 3 spears or some shit. And I was like, choke him out, Brock. Choke him out. Fucking choke him. Goddamn choke him. And he gets out of it.
Much to your dismay, and I'll wipe your.
Yeah, I was crying. And then Strowman's like literally standing outside the whole time. I think Reigns went for another spear, and then Brock like dodged it, and then he hit fucking Strowman on the outside.
Yeah, with a suicide dive, which was interesting to see Reigns actually pull out.
And then fucking Brock goes on the outside and beats up Strowman, which I thought was pretty funny.
I knew
he threw the briefcase.
Yeah, like,
he threw the brief. Like broke the Titantron.
Yet you're not fucking cashing in. No way. So it was...
fucking F5'd him on the floor and shit.
Yeah.
And then fucking the most. I'm really not mad about it because it was time for him to lose. It's just so predictable how they do it. I would have rather a match like Brock just beats him up the whole time, and then Reigns just comes back and win, rather than he just spears him and shit. Like, I predicted it when Brock went on the outside. He's going to go back in. Reigns is going to spear him, but he's going to kick out, right? Nope, that's the finish.
Yeah, one spear is what defeated Brock Lesnar, which is very surprising.
Even though he kicked out of 4 at Mania.
Yeah, it was very odd. Well, I guess technically there was 3 spears in total because Roman Reigns hit 2 spears at the very start of the match.
Yeah.
But they're sort of null and void when so much of the match went on after those 2 initial spears.
Well, Roman Reigns' spear is just so powerful, he's got the Vince McMahon semen powering him.
Yeah, the big dog. He strikes.
Oh, Vince McMahon, he was like jerking off to all this, by the way.
Yes! Yeah, big dog.
Roman Reigns,
Spear my testicles off my body. Yes.
And they had Brock take out Strowman just so Reigns could get his moment without a cash in or without anything happening and shit. So they finally happened. Fucking Reigns got his moment. It's over and done with. This fucking garbage feud is done. Hopefully, I hope it's over. I hope they don't do another match or some shit.
No. So how I thought about the match? Okay. It was main event time. I felt it. You felt it at home. We all felt it when we heard bat him, a big dog. We all knew it was time. Roman Reigns came out, and I just sensed he's winning. There was no way that Roman Reigns wasn't going to win. I just felt he's winning.
The whole build in the video package. And the way Michael Cole was talking about, he's like, Brock's stubborn and cocky, and Reigns is rebellious. He wants to take down the evil man. This is his final chance. It was like, yeah, Reigns is winning. Like, this is so obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious from a mile away. Then, the slight pause to sort of build tension where we have the crowd just sort of booing and cheering and doing whatever the fuck they're doing, playing with a beach ball, I don't know, tapping into their cell phones, going to take a piss.
You both suck.
You both suck.
Yeah.
Then we hear the infamous bam, 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 and the beast was coming out. He had the title around, the gloves on, the wrestling shorts on, and it was time to go to work. He came out, he did a signature Brocky scream.
The cute scream. His war cry.
Brock screams are honestly the weirdest sounding thing in existence, but I live on them. Because, God, they're so fucking funny. Everything about Brock Lesnar's funny to me, so just a reason to kind of like side with Lesnar a little bit. He's goddamn funny with what he does. So, the match starts, they do their introductions, and then we get Paul Heyman doing, and defending,
He repeated it like 5 times.
and defending, and defending, and defending, and defending, and defending, and defending, and the Spirit Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm just like jerking off on the couch. I'm like, yeah, say it again.
Defending. I'll say it is look. Come on, dude. Come on, whip the dick out. Let's go. Come on. We're gonna go live on this podcast. Defending.
Brock. Yeah. Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Okay, so did you explode? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we can move on now.
All over the table.
Understandable, my dude. Alright, the match starts. Braun Strowman comes out. He's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do it as a man. You all heard Austin talk about this. Stands at ringside. And Roman... I was shocked when I saw Roman Reigns, like, do a squash. But I figured, okay, if Roman Reigns...
Bro, Brock was selling.
Oh.
He was selling his ass off for that.
I was very shocked to see, I thought this was going to be a squash match, and then Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman would be, like, the actual main event of SummerSlam. And I was just sort of like, okay, I guess Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar and gets his moment, but, we're going to end the pay-per-view on a positive note with Braun Strowman claiming the Universal title as his own. So, even if that was the outcome, I would have been okay with it. I would have been sort of confused seeing Brock Lesnar just lay down like that, considering how much of a guy he doesn't lay down. That's the thing with Brock Lesnar. Unless it's for Goldberg, then he just fucking...
His good friend Goldberg.
Yeah, Oldberg, and he'll lay down for Oldberg any day of the fucking week. But,
yeah, for his kid, so his kid will be happy.
Yes, because he's a superhero for his kid. That's right.
Yep.
And then as he talks, he starts bleeding out of his forehead for no reason. Don't think
when he hit his head on the door.
Yeah, don't think I fucking forgot about that. I didn't know he hit his head on the door. I thought that he just started bleeding for no reason. Like he was talking, and I just thought he was.
Yeah, he might have cut himself shaving his head or some shit.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. But yeah, when Lesnar got him in the chokehold, I was just sort of like, well, that makes sense. As I say again, take a drink for every time I say that term. Sort of just like Reigns looks strong because he has to look strong by powering out of the chokehold.
Yeah, it's like, they gotta make him look look at the power of Reigns.
Even Roman Reigns really isn't that strong. I think even Seth Rollins
he couldn't pick up the Undertaker.
No, fucking Undertaker could pick up Mark Henry. I'd be curious to see what Roman Reigns could do with Mark Henry. I'd really be curious.
He'd do a Samoan drop, but like Henry would make sure he was placed like perfectly on him and shit.
Yes, and like Henry would actually do a jump. He'd do the fucking corner where he'd jump onto Reigns' shoulders and he'd just fall backwards, and Michael Cole would be, power of the big dog. I can feel
Michael Cole in his head.
Yeah, Michael Cole loves Roman Reigns. And I think the thing to take away at the end of SummerSlam is that they're going to get married in a fan fiction yaoi hentai manga.
Knowing wrestling fans, that will definitely be wrote.
You're damn right it will be. So, Roman Reigns eventually goes for a spear on Lesnar. He ducks, he does the suicide dive. Then everyone just gang rapes Strowman so he can't cash in.
Yeah.
Then Lesnar gets sort of cocky, starts beating the shit out of Strowman with a steel chair, throws away the briefcase, breaks the Titantron, blah, blah. Austin already said this all.
Yeah.
Wham, bam, thank you, man, the spear, 1, 2, 3, and then it just ends. Something that I will point out is that Roman Reigns acted like a kid in a candy store when he won this, and I thought Roman Reigns was meant to be very confident.
You look like he lost his virginity or some shit.
Yeah, it was like some reaction like that. It was like, I won! He starts like fucking moonwalking and some shit like that.
He just can't believe he beat Brock.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like...
Meanwhile, the whole build-up is, he's a bitch. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going crown champion. God, I'm so glad that shit is over, my God.
It's over. Then that's what I felt. It wasn't that I was angry that Reigns won. I actually wanted Reigns to win just for the reason that it would end. Because I know if Brock Lesnar won, I fucking know as a fact if Brock Lesnar won, this would just continue on and continue on.
This would have been the Mania main event next year.
You're damn right it would have been.
Reigns would have won the Rumble.
Yes. I'm gonna just hold up. I have to charge my laptop again. I have no idea what the fuck happened here. It was charging a minute ago. Why isn't my laptop charging? This is bizarre.
Roman Reigns cursed.
There we go. Yes, it is the Roman Reigns. What the fuck? It's really not charging. Okay, fucking sit there. If you're gonna charge, you dumbass. There we go. I can cut all that out, thankfully. But yeah, when this match ended, it ended, and I ended SummerSlam on a high note, and I just thought that was the best pay-per-view in a long time, even if the ending was tacky, seeing Reigns stand tall at the end. But it was just sort of so predictable. I
got my moment. I told you I was going to beat his ass.
For now, I look forward to what they do tomorrow night on Raw. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah, really.
Is Strowman going to just cash in, and that's the main event, a Universal title match?
Brock's scheduled for Raw, so
there's going to be some interference, or perhaps we get Brock's first match on a Raw since he returned in 2012. Who the fuck knows? So it's going to be very entertaining to see the outcome to this match. Because if there's one thing I will give WWE the benefit of doubt for with this rivalry is it's like, no matter how bad it was, I still watch out of curiosity. So even if it was terrible, it's like, I do tune into Raw the next night to see, like, sort of like the fallout from it. There's a lot of fallout. So with this story, it's like, even though I'm really just watching it for not reasons that they're intending, I'm still watching it over just being completely uninterested in every single way imaginable. So it sort of works in that aspect. But that was SummerSlam 2018 overall. Do you want to give final overall thoughts, Austin?
Sure. It was a lot better of an event than any of us thought it would be. Thought it had plenty of good matches that surpassed expectations. And overall, if I had to think of a score I would give the show, probably like a solid 8, I would say.
For me, in comparison, like I put it like a 10 out of 10 now upon further retrospect. No, not quite 10 out of 10. However, I will still give it 8.5 to low 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd say 8.5 is the best overall score, but like 12 out of 10 in comparison to the pay-per-views we've gotten recently.
Yeah, we've been getting some pretty legendary shows for the wrong reason, legendary shows like Backlash 2018.
Yeah, so when we actually leave a WWE pay-per-view feeling good about ourselves,
yeah,
it was a success. I don't feel bad. And I don't feel like canceling my WWE Network subscription either. And WWE still proved that they can be good when they want to be. Essentially. That's really all it is.
Yeah, when they want to be.
When they want to be, WWE can be very fucking good. And they proved that tonight. And I'm proud of WWE for actually doing the right thing and having a decent show for a change. And this coincides with how good NXT TakeOver was last night, too. Which, I'm sorry that we didn't make a video about that. It's just Austin didn't really catch a lot of NXT.
I missed probably, like, I'd say I wouldn't say the first half. I started watching it Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream versus EC3, awesome match. But the only thing that
he won.
The only thing that you're going to hear me talk about is Kairi Sane defeating Shayna Baszler, which I'm pretty sure Austin has gotten sick of because I called him up on Discord separately last night just to nag about him at how happy I was about that.
It was a pretty good match.
I was jizzing. Like legit jizzing in my pants. Because Kairi Sane, how could you not? You're not a man if you don't jizz in your pants to Kairi Sane. That's human biology. You're going against human biology.
Princess.
She need to join the Straw Hats. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she'll be soon.
Also, before we sign off, like, weren't you telling me that something just sucks? It fucking sucks. Like, you know.
Oh yeah. I was gonna tell you about in Dressrosa in One Piece, or One Piece as I should say. By the way, Roman Reigns here. Roman Reigns, the newly crowned Universal Champion.
Hey, Roman Reigns, how does it feel to be the newly crowned Universal Champion?
Yeah. It feels damn good. I whooped that beastie boy's ass.
You whooped him, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You speared his innards out of his self, out of his mouth, out of his throat. You kicked his leg underneath his leg, and that was the bottom line.
Now he gonna go back home and have Sable read him green eggs and ham.
Big dog, you're charming. You're so witty.
Yeah. You know what I watched the other day?
What did you watch?
It was Dressrosa. Do you
Oh.
know what that is?
No, I can't say I know what that is, big dog.
It's the shittiest arc of an anime that I have ever seen. And I'll tell you why it was.
Alright.
There's a part where this boy called Kyros is fighting another boy named Diamante. And he had killed his wife like 10 years before.
Oh, that sounds like bad storytelling already, big dog.
It's trash. And his daughter, Rebecca, who the worst in the whole series,
Understandable.
her and Nico Cobino, I think her name is something like that.
Yeah, I think,
But
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She a fucking basic bitch. It doesn't matter.
she's ugly. Ugly compared to my daughter.
No one's prettier than your daughter. But I won't touch you.
I'm a funny man.
You are a hilarious man, big dog.
Yeah. And I was mad because they had not helped Kyros fight Diamante when, let's just face it, the arc sucked because they didn't help him.
It just sucked. The entire arc just fucking sucked. I could see it.
Even if the story had been he wanted to protect her, if she had fought, it would be better for it.
Yeah, it would be better for it. Just have that Tom and bitch Nico Robin actually get in there. Nico Robin is actually saving.
That boy.
Yeah.
That boy Brock Lesnar. He remind me of Don Quixote do Flamingo Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, how does he remind?
They the same. They have blonde hair.
Yeah. Is that how they?
And they part-timing bitches that I will put my fist in their ass.
Yeah, big dog. It was nice hearing from you, and I hope you go party all night long in a limousine with the B team.
Yeah.
All right. But yes,
my friends.
Your best friends. And with that, we are going to end this podcast on that note. This is the Sailor Dodo, signing out!